So here we're looking at a expanding video ad. This is really neat. Obviously it's floating and yet it's in line. It's in an existing ad position. You'll see that it's right now occupying a wide skyscraper. I think this is a 160 by 600 position, but when you roll over it, it expands out and floats over the page content and shows a video. And there's also some ancillary advertising underneath. So this is a really great advertising opportunity for someone with a video wants to sponsor it, perhaps. Let's go ahead and look at the ad script here. Here it is right here. So this is the ad script that you would get out of Impact Engine, out of the account. The ad by default is aligned left to float. We just discussed that. And what's important here is when you set up the ad tag for this, if it's going into an existing position, obviously it's already going to be in the proper HTML location, but if it's not, that is something you're going to want to think about so that it does go into the existing and actually the right place on the HTML page. The ad works essentially by just being in a div. It's a Flash movie. It's inside of a div, and then when you roll over, it expands the div to the left, and then you see the video, and then as you close it, it just does the opposite. So again, as with all of our Premiere ads and these exotic ads, it's all the same kind of actions going on. It's all in an HTML div. Just with these that go into existing positions, or they're floating over text and yet anchored to the page, you just got to make sure you know where in the HTML that has to go. And putting it on a test page and testing it out that way is always a good way to make sure everything is working correctly. This ad does follow IAB standards for polite loading, data and content, and it also waits for the HTML onload event before loading and rendering. But that's just the default. That can be set or changed, I should say, back in the Impact Engine system if it needs to act differently. So for this one, again, it's pretty straightforward. It's very, very similar to the size adjustable left in terms of deployment, and it should be really easy for you to do.